Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video. This is probably another one of those more random videos. It's like 1 in the morning for me, and I wanted to do some sketching. So essentially my main goal today is to just spend the next 15 minutes or so just drawing and yapping. Nothing planned out for today, just kind of just me just talking and just, drawing my character. Pizza Cat. I might actually draw his friend as well if I'm in the mood. Ooh, no. That comes down pretty low. So, I haven't actually brought this up, but this video is more so, I want to also briefly touch on just my general art progress. It's a little bit scuffed, but we can always, I might do another layer and clean it up. So he kind of has like a very small neck, so. Yeah. Again, I don't expect these sketches to be like the most clean things ever. These are just, ideas. Dude. Okay. Yeah, actually, I think I have a better. Why don't I just do that and then just... Yeah, there we go. Because again, these are going to be very, very, very sketchy drawings of him. So I don't plan on taking them to heart. There we go. Oops, gotta get his iconic tongue going. Draw some fangs. Okay, so yeah. Also, this video is gonna be just not as edited. It's just gonna be just What was I saying again? Oh yeah, art fight. So, like I did last year, I participate. Yeah, wow, English. I participated in art fight again, and I think it actually went a lot better than I expected. I feel like my art has definitely improved like significantly since I started drawing about like a year ago at this point. I think the one thing that's been keeping me motivated is that I just mostly have always done art more so just for fun as opposed to like as like some form of career choice. Like, for someone like me, right, my main thing is composing music for games, and I've been trying to use art as, like, just another form of creative medium that I can, sink my teeth into. So as a result, I've been getting into drawing mostly as, like, a way to, like, have just something else to do. Hold on, let me see where his hands kind of, yeah. I've just basically been using drawing more so just like a way to like give myself things to do. Nah, it's a little oops, we're not. That works. And then I'll just like do that. Obviously it's like, ooh, actually I should have probably it's fine, I can just do it like that. I don't like how it looks. We'll do something like that. So, what was I saying about art fight? Yeah, I think art fight this year went pretty well. I feel like I did less attacks, but I tried to go for more characters. I feel like with my newer art style, which I'm going to show off in a little minute after I'm done like, doing some sketches of my boy. Damn, crazy. Let me get that reference. Yeah, shock. I like never knew. Despite how much emphasis I put on him having these very consistent spots on his body, I almost never remember where they're supposed to be. So, that's something you can take away from that. Draw that a little better. I think this year my goal for art fight was basically just to kind of have a more consistent way of drawing. I feel like my general art style has just become a little more, like, real. I feel like last year, when I was first getting to art, I didn't really have, like, a style. Like, my brain was kind of just like, okay, how do I draw this thing again? But, like, slightly less good because, like, but just basically my art style, in my opinion, what I felt like I was doing last year was just, okay, I'm going to just draw this character almost bar for bar like how it's given, but like 10 times worse. And that's how I feel like my initial art style was, which low-key I would love to go back and revisit a lot of those old attacks, especially ones I did for friends, because I've improved a lot and I really want to give it my best. I really want to give it a shot. But that's not important right now. What was I about to say? I think this year my main thing that impressed me was like trying to um, trying to just do more things. I've been getting better with like shadows and line art. And that spot kind of looks a little awkward. Yeah, I could just leave that spot out for now. But I might do something like that. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, because there's normally like a little gap here. That's why. Yeah. Also, this is completely random, but I'm listening to like a playlist of relaxing Kirby music. So if that tells you anything about me, yeah. What else was I going to say? Why do I keep saying that? I keep repeating myself like 8 times. Um, right, art fight. So I think my drawing has gotten a lot better. I think one of the biggest changes that I've made to how I draw and my overall art process is that I actually use more than one layer now. I actually have multiple layers. So I'll show you guys an example. Actually, no, let me just show it now while I'm in the middle of sketching. Because again, I think, this is like a nice little doodle of my boy. Oh, his eyes look a little. Let me see. I want to change his eyes a little more. I wanted to give him some brows. I could have also changed to a better pencil to erase with. So it can actually like erase properly. Yeah, that's cuter. There we go. So yeah, that's a sketch. So now I'm gonna show you guys this. This is my most recent art. This is not for an attack. This is just something I did because I just am absolutely in love with this artist's work. So anyone who can recognize anything I have written on there, or if you just look at the name of the thing, this is what I made immediately after attending my first concert. I went to an Otto concert in Jersey, I think like 2 weeks ago at this point, about 2 weeks ago. And it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my entire life. So, I'll probably make a future, I would love to make a future video just talking about that whole concert experience because I could just go on and on. But for now, I just want to explain to you what I mean when I say that I think my art is generally just a lot better. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to find... Okay, never mind. I take it back. I am low-key cringing a little bit at some of the older art I did. I say that like my art now is like perfect, but you get my point. I look back at some of my older art and I can see the mistakes. And I low-key don't want to look at those right now. Which, I guess that means something, right? So... my whole goal with this was basically Otto's whole thing is that I personally discovered Otto because I don't even remember how I started listening to New Genesis because I've never watched One Piece. I still have yet to watch it. I want to in the future, but New Genesis was one of the songs that she sang for this character that she did for like a One Piece movie. And as soon as I heard that song, I immediately knew that. Oh, hold on, my bad. Let me save this real quick. Her singing was amazing. Her vocals, just in general, were great. So I was like, oh, let me listen to more of her work. And around the time that I first started listening to this song, she had just released the album Zanma, I think it's called. That album was really good. I was on a flight and I listened to that album the whole flight going to and from Seattle. So I had a good time. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I've just learned to fall in love with this artist's work. They're really good. Some of my favorite songs aside from New Genesis, or Shindaira is the Japanese name on the left. Like, hold on, you see, for y'all hopefully watching, you see where that arrow's pointing at? That's the kanji for Shinjiraira, which is like New Genesis. That's what it's on that side. And on to the right over here is Hibana, which is the name of the concert. Hibana 25, and then that is just Otto, which is just her name. You know, just in case I had, just had to take a little time to, flex the 2 years of Japanese I've been working on. We getting there piece by piece. But I essentially found that a lot of her music is really good, and a lot of her work thrives just off of her strong vocal performances. She can go everywhere. She can have a very soothing tone. She can have that energetic voice. She can have this like almost like heavy metal screech to her voice, right? So, what was I about to say? Other songs. Aside from New Genesis, a couple of my personal favorites as well include let me actually check on my phone so I don't mess this up. Kura Kura is one of them. I gotta keep looking through. There's definitely more. Episode X. Episode X, hands down, is probably like my personal favorite from her. I love Episode X. Kura Kura, Kura Kura, like I just mentioned. Mirror is also really good. Show is really good. What's another one? Let me try and see if I can name y'all like two more just to recommend. Shadoodoo. Like Shadoodoo is another one. That one's really good. And then one more that I'm trying to think of. Usewa is kind of another. Usewa kind of had to grow on me. When I first heard Usewa, I thought it was just okay, but after hearing it in like a live concert setting, I totally get it. There's a couple songs like that. This whole video just turned into me ranting about Otto. I'm not gonna hold you. I kind of just wanted another excuse to talk about her. I'm not gonna hold you. Oh yeah, and also the layers that I was talking about. That is not the layers. Okay, so this is the wrong thing. Give me like 2 seconds. Alright, I'm back. That was the wrong thing. So as you can see, these are all of the random reference images that I had. And I ended up using barely any of them. So as you can see over here, I have a shit ton of layers. So I had, if you're wondering why there's a bunch of these, most of these are just like not used at all. I had like a much bigger idea, as you can kind of see from, oh no, you can't see that actually. Let me actually like, yeah. Basically, this is something I naturally kind of tried to stop doing, which is, it's kind of hard to see with this background, but you kind of get where I'm going with this. Basically, this is something that I did a lot early on when I tried to draw, and it's still a habit that I want to try and break now and kind of slowly get better, is that sometimes I feel like I overdo some of my ideas, and as a result, I kind of end up over-scoping, like, how I want my drawings to come out. So this is 2 different poses, which is one from her One Piece Uta the character design, and then the other one was like a pose that she did. Where is it? I think it's actually up here. It's this pose up here from her from like a concert. I don't know which concert, but just a concert. It's like a pose she did while singing. So basically, my whole thing is that before I draw now, I have what I like to call some type of sketch layer, which is just exactly what it sounds like. It's just a bunch of shapes, like a vague bodily shape, some type of like composition. And then the next thing I do, a timer went off, but I don't care. I'm gonna yap a little bit more. So, which line art was it that I started using? Yeah, there we go. So then after that, we turned it into this. I know, again, it looks a little weird with the coloring because it's like the background is still. Okay, that kind of works. So like this is just how I basically took that pose on the left, cleaned it up, and moved it to the center because I didn't really feel like drawing 2 completely different things. I wanted to kind of just quickly spend the day just drawing something nice. So I did the line art, and then the next thing I did was the flat art. I guess I could just put the background here as well and get rid of this. Also, one other thing I've been low-key doing a lot less is I stopped using the bucket tool as much. Any artists out there, I don't know if that matters or not, but like I just didn't like using the bucket tool as much. I said me personally, I'd rather just color in and then just figure it out from there. Oh yeah, I've also been doing more shadows. I didn't even realize that I had the shadows turned off as well. I'm looking back, I low-key messed up the shadow area, like specifically like here. I forgot to do the shadow under the hair, but it is what it is. So, yeah. If anyone's just ever curious about what it's been like drawing, oh yeah, you know what? No, I can show a little bit more than this. Let me pull up a couple of art fights that I've done. Let me see. There's a bunch that I've done actually. Let me see. I really, really, really like what I did. The first one I did for art fight. Yeah, here we go. So this one is another one. This is the first attack that I did for art fight, and to me, immediately I felt like there was like a shift in quality, just immediately from like first off. Let me just you know what? I'll toughen up. Let me show you guys. For those of you who haven't seen the original video I made, I need to show you the very first attack I've done. You ready for this? Look at this thing, bro. There's a charm to it. And this is based on like a friend's OC that they have. Shout out to them. But looking at this drawing, I really and truly don't know what I was cooking. And I'm probably going to try and redo this entire drawing in my more consistent style, if you can call it that. I can see the vision, but like you can just tell that I already know. First off, I'm looking at the size down here. I don't know why this is so massive. It just never needs to be this serious. I don't know why I kept doing that, but you know, it is what it is. That's life. And again, I know this is the PNG again and not the Krita art file, but I promise you this was all on one layer. I just used the bucket tool. So comparing this to this is night and day. Like, I think the first thing I noticed is that I'm just a lot more comfortable drawing, like, just more things, you know? I actually drew backgrounds. Yeah, this background isn't anything complicated. It's just it's just diamond shapes. But, you know, again, it looks clean to me. Let me show you guys another. Let me see. You know, I'm going to show you guys an attack that, where's the attack I did on one of my friends? All right. Actually, no, I'll show you both the attacks that I did on both of my friends. This is for one of them. This one I don't know how to feel about it. Cause like looking at it more, I feel like there's a few things I kind of messed up on, especially just I can see, but I'm still happy with how it turned out. You know what I mean? It was a nice gift. I say a gift, but it was a nice attack on my friend, and I'm gonna probably show you guys on screen how she attacked back, which was just, in my opinion, again, I thought it was an adorable drawing. And then for my other friend, let me see. Where is it? Where's her attack? Her attack's gonna be like further back. I told you this video is gonna be way more laid back. After that more structured Persona video, I'm kind of just talking about shit and just letting it go. Where's the attack I did on her? Oh, here it is. Okay. Hey, there we go. Okay, this is the attack I did on her OC. Looking back, I feel like I definitely messed up the shadows a lot. I messed up the shadows a lot in this one. I'll be completely honest. I can just tell right off the bat. But, you know, again, I tried a couple new things. Tried to, you know, make a little goofy thing on the side over here, right? So, you know, it's something. Again, here's an image of the attack, or I guess the revenge that she did. Super adorable. And that's for a new character that I've worked on, which, you know what? I'm going to show you guys that too. Where is it? Introducing Jay's best friend, Connie. This is a character I'm going to develop more and more as time goes on. Again, now that I'm a little more consistent with my drawing. Yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say. I'm not going to hold you. Yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank y'all for tuning in. I got my little sketch over here. I literally said I was going to sketch, and I ended up just doing everything except for sketching. So, you know, that's life. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend, make sure to drink some water, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.